Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another week one cast here in season 4. We are in Japan, and my name is Atomo, and I'm joined as always by Calamity. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm tired as always, but apart from that, I'm doing good. How are you?
We're finally in Japan. I should be doing this in Japanese, but it never quite occurs to me the minute I start talking at the beginning of the video to actually speak another
Yeah,
language.
we still got two out of matchups to go. So
Okay,
if you
well, I'll try to
remember,
remember for one of those. Very nice. Okay, yeah, so we're in Japan. It is the map of 50,000 plus Baustach. I always think it's cities or population, but no, it's locations. There are over 50,000 locations in the country, all of them hand-picked. So no photospheres, hopefully, at least, to avoid all those. And we'll have a nice selection of locations for that. Yeah, our two competitors today, Calamity, Benica, and Hugoalvara.
yeah, they've both been in Division 3 for a while now. I think Benica got relegated from Division 2 in Season 2. So they've both been in the same division, playing against each other ever since last season. And last season didn't go particularly well for either of them. Hugo, especially after he finished close to the top in Season 2 and just lost out in the promotion playoff game against me. Had a very rough season, finished last in his division, but because of 2 red cards, he got the opportunity to play the relegation decider, and he beat Fios in that one. So he manages to stay on in Division 3 for another season. And Benica kind of had just an average kind of season. His overall score wasn't too great, but it was good enough for 7th place in the end. He was just 1 point ahead of the relegation playoff places. But yeah, he'll probably, after he's gotten relegated from Division 2 2 seasons ago, he'll probably, after a bit of assimilation to Division 3, want to look at maybe challenging for the promotion fight this season. And yeah, Hugo will probably just look at finishing better than last season.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, with both of them trying not to repeat the low finish of last season, this matchup is all important. Week one, starting off with a bang, so to speak. Yeah, I definitely think that Benica has the advantage still, taking form from last season, or has Hugo kind of recovered from his slump?
I think Hugo must have recovered from his slump slightly at least. The problem is just Japan is so unique in the way it's played that I think unless you know
Yeah.
how good either of them are in Japan, I think their usual ability it doesn't come into play that much. We know they're both good at Geoguessr in general, so we'll just have to see how they perform.
Yeah, I've had quite a few chats with Hugo about Japan and whatnot. So I think that if I had to say who has the advantage in the country, just as far as I know, Hugo has a little bit more exposure to it. But I mean, it's going to be a tough one, I think, to really call going into this one. So I'm excited to see what happens here. Well, then let's jump in to round number one
Yep.
and start off on a very sunlit country road,
Yeah, right next
but
to
a
a
very
useful
nice sign.
Yeah, there you
Miwa.
go.
Okay.
Route 184.
Now, Miwa is not exactly a uncommon name, but Benica does have the advantage. My initial instinct was that it was up north, because there is a Miwa up there. He just missed it in Aomori. But I don't know if that's this one. You have to catch the roads to see if they match up.
Probably not, as Hugo's already found the right road, which doesn't appear to be anywhere in the north.
Well, it's a prefectural road, unless he's got the national road, because the
No,
national
that is
road
the national.
184
Yeah,
is
that is
there.
the national
Oh,
road
is it?
184. Yep.
Okay, I thought I saw the 56, and I was like, but that's only a provincial one. So
There's Miyoshi.
there's Miyoshi. Yeah, that's the problem with city names. Like, they repeat.
Yep.
So just because you know one Miwa doesn't mean you know them all. So, but Benica has at least spotted Miyoshi on his map. He knows that is to sort of the northeast. He is checking to the south.
Yeah, I think this should be a fine round for both of them. They've
Mhm.
got 2 minutes 40 left, and at this point, I don't know why Benika's looking so far north. Considering, yeah, as you can see there, Miyoshi is to the north, and he knows he's
Mm,
close to the 184, which I think I couldn't actually quite catch it. I think it stops. No, it continues through Miyoshi. Never mind.
yeah. I think more of it's just couldn't find the numbers where he thought they should be and just kept looking in bigger and bigger circles, which happens. Looking to see what is to the south now, Benica. Hugo has decided to head off another direction as well from the starting location.
I don't think Hugo's found the 56 prefectural road either yet.
No, I don't. And I do notice that his pin image is not working correctly. Seems to be just white, unless he has changed it last time I checked.
That's Benica.
Oh, Benica, that's right. It's on the. Why did Geoguessr remove the names from the heads up? That just messes with me all the time.
Yeah, it's not a great change. There was actually something interesting there for Hugo. You can see there is close to the Sarah Dream Park, and he's got Sarah on his map not too far away from him, and there we go. There's the 56 as well.
He's got it. Now back to the start, just to try to confirm where this might be.
Benica is still looking not at the 184. I don't quite understand, but I mean, he'll know what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, there is that thing where just because it says it's to the north doesn't mean that it is. You know, you could go north for a while, then the road turns and head south or something. So maybe he's a little confused. But having Hugo there, finding the right location, seeming almost the actual starting spot.
Not sure if
he's found a good intersection at least, but
he's found a intersection. I'm not sure about if it's good yet. Benica is coming closer. There's the 56.
There you go. About 30 seconds left to go.
He's not far away, Hugo, but it's not quite the right one. As Benica is coming closer to 5K.
Benica's got a little bit better of a pinpoint on that. We're not on the 184, which is kind of throwing off Hugo there a bit. It is
there we go.
Oh, there we go. With 2 seconds left, what a find. And a slight adjustment gets him the ace, and unfortunately for Benica, he stayed at that intersection, didn't move the pin back to the actual start.
Yep.
Drops 3 points, but Calamity, only 3 points dropped is not a whole lot to worry about after one round.
Yeah, as long as you're not confident about, going for a perfect game, 3 points is not going to make the difference. I think even with 3 points, even if you think you might, you can't actually technically lose just by losing 3 points. So, yeah, you're pretty much still good.
Okay. There we go. I think we're all set up. Let's get into round number 2. And a more urban location, at least slightly, for us here.
Yeah, it doesn't...
Looking for some phone numbers, maybe?
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're in a major city. Not even on the outskirts of one, but sort of a rural town, I would say. Well, maybe not quite that rural.
Yeah, well, as someone who grew up in the west of America, Japan does not have a rural area. Because there's houses and stuff everywhere.
All right.
But for Japan, this is sort of semi-rural for sure. A couple big box stores. The size alone tells you we're not packed into a city. And there's a couple road signs. 190 Motoyama.
Shimonoseki. And Hugo, he knows the 190 can't be too far away from the 184, which he was just on.
Yeah. Ogori 190 as well, and the 354 for Benica. Also looking in the southern part of the country. Shimonoseki is that other side of Kitakyushu. So very far at the bottom, the tip there. Those roads have not stood out yet. That's a distance for Hugo. That's a much better sign. At least tells him that we're not too far away from that.
Yeah, Benica actually had the 190 on his screen, but just to the south of the map, didn't quite spot it.
He's still got 2 minutes.
There
Hopefully
it is
he'll
again,
pick that out.
He's gonna go over it again.
There we go. Both of them are kind of circling it, not yet able to actually find it.
Yeah, appeared there, I think, for a second as well. And no, I think he needs to zoom in more.
Yeah,
to
he's
see
a
it.
little bit too far zoomed out. Yeah, they're both in the right area, just not quite getting the cities.
Yeah, and now
That's not it.
both on that. What is that island actually called?
Shikoku.
Oh, Shikoku. Yeah, they're both
Shikoku
on that.
Island. Yeah, they're both on Shikoku, looking in not quite the right prefectures. Ube Station, that'll help.
Yeah, and I think that also appeared on Benica's map.
Yeah, there's Ube. Finally, he's got it.
Yep.
And Hugo has just kept going further and further abroad from the actual location. Seeming like he couldn't find it and thought it must not be there. So he's second guessing himself, but unfortunately that's not the right decision.
Mm.
And with under a minute left to go, Benica knows we're somewhat sort of south of Ube Station. He's also got a nice road intersection just to the east of him, of the 29 and the 190. And he will head back to the start to try to figure out exactly where that starting location is, while Hugo seems to have almost given up with 30 seconds left and just said, hey, we're somewhere in Hiroshima. I don't know why.
He's not far. He's not zoomed in far enough to see the 190. He's gone over the area it is. He's gone over the area it is in a couple of times, but yeah, he's now completely lost it.
Yeah, I don't think he even remembers seeing Ube on the map with 10 seconds left. The thing about those 3-digit roads, they are the smallest, so you do have to zoom in to see all of them. Some do stand out. If he moves his icon, he won't move a little bit closer. Another not quite an ace for Benica, but it will be more than enough. 4,942 to Hugo's 3,365. Way in Hiroshima there, Calamity.
Yeah, I guess you could say partly unlucky because the road just doesn't stand out as much as some of the other roads do. But, he checked over the same areas multiple times and didn't find it, and then kind of just went, I'll just leave it there. And probably not the best plan. It can sometimes be difficult to find three-digit road numbers in Japan, but they do generally... Almost all of them, there are some that are a bit odd, but almost all of them follow a pattern. So if you're looking at the road and it's like the 184 is here, and then the 186 is further west, and then the 188 is further west, then it's pretty safe to assume that the 190 is also further west of that, as was the case here. But Hugo just kind of kept going over the same roads over and over again.
Yeah, and another thing was he had a couple city names to really help him narrow down that search area, and he just seemed after a little bit to just forget all about those and just start looking for it anywhere. And then almost with like 40 seconds left, 45, just seemed to just say, yeah, I'm done. Can't really seem to find this. I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to put my marker down and hope for the best, and unfortunately drops over 1,000 points to Benica in that round.
Yep.
Well, yeah, so jumping into round number 3 here. And we go from nice sunny weather to rain.
I like rain.
A bit of fall color. Does make everything look a little bit nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nice and shiny, slick, fresh.
Both going the same direction. At least they'll have the same information again, but they also pretty much had the same information in the last round, and that didn't lead to the same results.
Up to a major intersection, and both of them make this similar choice. And there's a nice tourist sign, but a little bit local. There's the 34 Provincial Road, Imagawa. Good luck with finding that. Oh, there's a prefecture. Fukuoka.
That none of them will be able to read.
Yeah, so we are in Kyushu. So, I mean, like, Imagawa is like literally this river. So it's like it's a name that will be across Japan.
And even then there's like thousands of rivers in Japan, so finding one random one is just not going to happen.
That's not what you're going to look for. But that prefecture roads, here we go, and knowing that we are in Fukuoka, at least I do. There's been a couple town names, so they could definitely see if they could find those. I don't know how large they are.
Yeah, I don't think it's a smart idea to look for town names in all across Japan at this point because, as you said, especially, you don't know which one of those is even the bigger one, and it's not a good idea generally to look for multiple things at the same time because you can only really focus on one thing, and if you try to focus on multiple things, you'll just miss everything.
Indeed. So there is another prefecture road, the 204. And it seems that Hugo has put together that we are probably in Kyushu, which is nice. Some of those city names maybe did stand out to him. Unfortunately, he's in the wrong prefecture.
Yeah, maybe he did learn to read the kanjis of the prefectures.
A little bit, at least, perhaps.
Because it did seem to me that he did look at some of those signs that obviously only had kanji on them.
Yeah, Benica zooms in to Alaska, and Benica seems to also have a bit of a clue. He has put his pin, at least tentatively, inside of the Fukuoka prefecture. So they both have a clue that it's Kyushu. And now it's just trying to narrow down exactly where in that little island they are.
Interesting to me though, because I don't think like we've seen anything that's not just kanji that would have pointed you towards Fukuoka in particular.
I mean, maybe some of the city names are big names if they've been practicing. They stand out. I don't know. It is. Yeah, I don't even think much of the geography gives it away. Just kind of fall, winter Japan. Doesn't seem to be too much, but
Benica's gone
you
back.
know, this is where practice comes in. Maybe they have picked up on a bit of a feel to Kyushu.
Benica's gone back to the start and tries the other direction now.
30 seconds left. Neither of them really near the pinpointing stage yet, but at least they're on the right island. Hugo, though, way down in Kumamoto, so probably going to be dropping another 1,000 points or so in this round unless he moves in the next 15 seconds. The one thing, though, is even if you don't know how to read the kanji, just because a lot of the prefecture names are the same as the biggest city. It's not 100% that way. But okay, you see this kanji, as Benica guesses a little bit early, and Hugo as well. 2,880 points for him. Unfortunately, a bit... Did he move south again? I think he did. The last second, I was looking at Benica's screen. 4,143 for Benica. So a very good job of knowing, well, we're somewhere in Fukuoka area. Maybe a bit more luck than anything, but it earns him another 1,000 odd point advantage again, Calamity.
Yeah, I think Benica was mostly luck, I think. Maybe he had like an idea of the general region, but he seemed to want to move his marker away again in like the last second, but it didn't count as click anymore, I think. Yeah, but unlucky for Hugo, I guess. I'm still wondering what both of them saw that they decided, all right, let's look at a map. Because you did say, like, you can compare kanji to the kanji of the cities on the map, but the thing is, even for that to work, you still need to know where the right kanji would be. You can't just look at a sign with like hundreds of kanjis on them and start comparing every one of them.
Yeah, well, it's those hexagonal signs underneath that number, that kanji right there on that blue sign is the prefecture. For those prefecture roads, so that definitely is a big clue to help. But yeah, both of them getting at least a faint hint of where we might be, but unfortunately not able to actually find the location in that third round. We'll go into round 4. Let's see what they can do with this one. It's been kind of getting worse for all of them as we go along. 14,082 points for Benica after 3 rounds and 11,245 for Hugo.
And
so quite a mountain to climb.
These are always the rounds that you don't want to be in Japan, where you're like in some suburb and there's like 17 other streets that you need to take before you get to a main road.
Well, Hugo did spot an area code. He did circle that. So that's nice if he knows where that is, the 85.
Yeah, the
area code. That should be the Chukoku region, which is almost where we've been the entire game. So they might see some familiar road numbers.
Yeah, the problem there doesn't come necessarily with finding out your general region, but just pinpointing a location like this is incredibly difficult, especially if you don't find
Read.
information in a place relatively close to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Family Marts are pretty good. They have the district written on their store sign, but it's in kanji, so you have to be able to read that and compare. There we go. That's not too bad of a sign. Yanago, a place that I have visited. That's a pretty noticeable town, but you got to know where it is. It does appear pretty far zoomed out, so he doesn't have to zoom in too far. He can already see it there in Totori on the west coast on Hugo's screen.
I think
so. I doubt he's looking that far away, but
yeah, Benica also saw Yonago just there written on something. Maybe not quite as obviously as the place that he's currently in, but he's also decided to go into some sort of park, and then decided that's probably not where I want to be. And went back to the start.
They don't tend to have too many signs in parks. So not going to help him out too there.
The annoying thing about starting locations like this is also always like, if you go back to the start, you need to know, well, it's going to take you like another half minute to get out of that suburb again.
Exactly. And with just under 2 minutes, there we go. The 431 and National Road to look for. And again, Hugo fixated on Shikoku.
He's looking for road numbers again. This can't end well.
No. Those cities are going to help you a lot more first, then look for those roads. But he's still got a minute and a half. Let's see how things might turn around.
Getting closer. There's the 432.
Some area codes and Yanago again for Benica.
There we go.
Not sure if he's able to make sense of that. And there we go. Yeah. As we say that, Hugo's found it. Benica seems to think we're in Okinawa.
Don't really know why.
It's not that tropical, my friend. Okinawa's pretty obvious by the environment, how different it is from the rest of Japan.
I could have, like, the thing is that he was looking at like an 0859 area code. So that's not even anywhere close to Okinawa
there
either.
We go. What's really interesting is you can see the influence of how Yanago is a very popular tourist area, and you can see the Chinese and Hangul writing on the signs to help out the international tourists as well as English in this area. There we go. He's right. No, go a little bit further. He was so close, so close to seeing it, and then curved his way back, unfortunately.
No, now he's
20
going.
secon's
He's going to Shikoku as well.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right there.
It is.
Yanago. He's got 10. Oh, there we go. He spotted it. With 10 seconds left. Whew. Safe. Oh. So pinpointing might be out of the window for this one, but at least both of them in the right town this time and reflected with much better scores. As Hugo jumps way too fast for me. 4,865 points for him. 4,979 for Hugo. Both of them finding that town with basically under 30 seconds left, and earns them a good chunk of points. But unfortunately, that means that it's all but impossible for Hugo in the last round, Calamity.
Yeah, I didn't actually pay too much attention on how far back he is. I think it's like 3,000 points, isn't it?
Like 3.5 or something. Yeah.
So he'd pretty much require Benica to not even be in the right region for the last round, and he himself would need to find it. It's unlikely, but not impossible. You can always get some random island in the middle of nowhere in Japan. I guess that's what he has to hope for.
Indeed. Well, let's see if luck is on his side for the massive comeback in this final round. 18-9, 4-7 for Benica, 16-2-2-4. So actually about 2.5.
Yeah, 2.7.
So just under 3.
Doesn't really
makes
change.
It a little bit more reasonable, but
it doesn't.
Still quite a big gap.
I think it doesn't really change anything. Whether you're 2.7 or 3.5 thousand away in a country like Japan.
Yeah. Well, this might be the round he would want it, though. It's very rural. No sign so far after 30 seconds.
Yep. Both heading the same direction, north.
And this is what I spent all day driving on. Had a bit of a driving vacation this morning, and I was amazed at how many little prefecture road numbers I saw as I was driving today. And I'm like, yeah, I should look for these, but I think it might just be the nice thing about Kyoto. They put signs on stuff. I don't know if every prefecture is the same.
Yeah.
So.
Looks like a nice area to drive in, though, as long as you don't
Yeah.
have any cars coming the opposite way.
Yeah.
Looks like looks like
Benica has
is a
seen
bit
a
ahead.
sign. 442 Guni.
Yeah.
Akita. And those are no special names. Some nice purely kanji signs, Japanese signs for Hugo.
And it looks
Not
like
what he would be hoping for.
Looks like we're in the same general region for the 5th time in a row in this seed.
Yeah, this definitely feels like it's going to be towards the southern end again. So an entirely southern Japanese, well, southern half of Japan seed for these guys. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Like, it's nice that some of these names sound familiar. The road numbers kind of been all the same. But also you're kind of like, if you overthink it, you might just forget to look in the same area.
Yeah, kind of like what practice the other 90% of Japan for.
Exactly.
Benica's found a 441 and he's like, this 442 must be here somewhere. But it's not on Shikoku. I can tell him that much.
Luck with that.
Hugo's looking at the 47 there, which is not actually an area code.
Nope. That's the tricky thing about Japanese phone numbers. Now he wants to look at that sign one more time.
There's the 442 for Benica.
There we go. In Oita.
Well, it goes all the way to a different prefecture as well, so we can't be 100% sure.
There is also Oguni is also right there on his map to his north, and there is Taketa as well. He is in Takadashi, so he's got it. That all but seals Hugo's fate with about 40 seconds left to go. Even if he doesn't manage to pinpoint the location, he won't be dropping enough points.
Yeah, and especially as Hugo also is nowhere near the right location at the moment and is also moving in the wrong direction.
Unfortunately. Well, he might find it with the last couple seconds left. It's been that kind of game for him here where he's find the locations in the last second, but it doesn't appear like it will happen. He's just searching for whatever he can get. And Benica puts up his own advertisement on our screen. With that end screen there. If you like Benica, you can check him out on his YouTube channel, watch his other videos, see how he does, as he will end his round with 4,187 points. And to basically seal it, 302 for Hugo. Calamity.
Yeah, I think this one you can just put down as Hugo just wasn't good enough in Japan to really put up a fight against Benica there.
Yeah, it's odd because I definitely think that from my interaction with him, Hugo's knowledge of Japan is a little bit better than that. But maybe all those southern locations just threw him off. He was thinking, okay, I know my Kanto, I know my kind of northern Japan. Maybe that's what he knows, and the southern stuff, especially Kyushu, just really threw him off. Just wasn't able to find it, unfortunately, for him. But a very strong performance in week 1 for Benica, Calamity.
Yeah, it's looking good for him. If he can keep these kinds of performances going forward, he's at least got a shot at fighting for promotion this season. And for Hugo, he'll just have to try to come back with some better results in the coming weeks.
Yeah, 23,134 for Benica to finish things up, and 16,526 for Hugo. So yeah, a big gap indeed, and a good win for Benica. Congratulations. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video match between Benica and Hugo in Japan. We hope to bring you lots of these throughout the season. So hit that subscribe and like button, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Bye.